because what you're proposing to us is like just saying that these people don't, don't have the right to live and to change. And it's so sad that it's coming from the government side. So, I, as the leader of the opposition, will be discussing 2 cases to you. Actually, we have 4 cases, and the first 2 cases will be discussed by me, which are, first, the right to start a new life, and the second one is the right to be treated equally. The drug addict's right, ex-drug addict's right to be treated equally. While my deputy leader of the opposition will discuss our last 2 cases, which are just all about the possibility of the ex-drug addict to retain or improve his efficiency in work, and the second one is the consideration of the good qualification despite the drug addiction history. So, let me start with my first case. The right of the ex-drug addict to start a new life. First of all, we're trying to incorporate here, we're just trying to say here that everyone deserves a second chance. And let me tell you this, if people who committed heinous crimes like robbery, homicide, and etc. are given a second chance, why not these people who just happen to be addicted to drugs? History, it was in the past. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're still addicted to drugs. So why don't these companies give them a second chance to improve themselves and to prove that they still have the right to, show all the people that they can still be a very good part of the workforce of this country. Second, the right of the person to start a new life. It just revolves, all the things that I will say will just revolve around that, about the right to start again, about the right to, to prove themselves. And, and once these people learn, or once these people start building their new life, their new future, they will try to prove all the people in the company, or somehow the bosses, or the other people who belong to the higher rank to them, that they can still be, efficient, they can still be effective. And unlike what the Prime Minister said earlier, it's like they're saying that if you're a drug addict, you don't have the right to live, and you don't have the right to enter a company because you're a drug addict and you are a garbage of this society. Don't you think that's right? The second case that I will be discussing to you guys is the right to be treated equally. I mean, history, we're talking about people who had drug addiction history here. Meaning, as what I've said earlier, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are still addicted to drugs up to now. So, maybe they have undergone rehabilitating things or whatever, right? Maybe they have experienced rehabilitation, being rehabilitated and whatever. And to tell you guys, rehabilitation areas do not just, let those patients that they have easily. They show permits that will prove, or that will somehow testify that these people who somehow became addicted to drugs are now drug-free, and they can start living a normal life. So, the right to be treated equally. We're still talking about humans here, and again, I think if a company will reject a person just because he is an ex-drug addict, that is a very severe example of what do you call this? Not disobey or disregarding the human rights. I'm not sure if the proper term, but it sounds like that. If they're qualified for a certain job, why not accept them, right? If they are proven to be drug-free, if they are proven to be cured from being a drug addict, why not give them a chance to work again? Why not, even though it will be just a very small work like being a janitor, being a mailman, or being a delivery boy, so what? At least they will start to, regain their confidence and be effective, be more important in our society, unlike what they are proposing. It's so unfair. It's so disappointing in our side. So, to sum up everything, I have rebutted some of the cases presented by the Prime Minister earlier. Also, I gave you the benefits that the companies might get or might cost to the country or to the society itself once they accept applicants with drug addiction history, like the increasement of the employment rate, and this gives another chance to people to start a new life and improve themselves. Also, I have discussed to you our first two cases, which are the right to start a new life and the right to be treated equally by the bosses of these said companies. And with that, Mr. Speaker, the members of the House, thank you, and I hope you propose. Thank you very much.
Speaker spoke for 6 minutes and 21 seconds. We thank the Leader of the Opposition for his comments. To continue the debate for the government side, may we now call on Deputy Prime Minister.
Alright, first I would like to rebut on what the LO said earlier. He said that we should give, these people deserve the right to start a new life because they've already changed and stuff like that. But our group, our house isn't really saying that we should remove the right of these people to live and to work, but only that these people deserve to pay for, like, to show penance for what they did. And also, now I would like to support some of the cases that the PM said earlier. First, he said that it provides a stigma to the people who abuse drugs, and I agree with this because once the companies do not accept the applicants because of these, because they were drug addicted before, it will strike fear for other people to, like, do drugs in the future. And also, the cases which include drug abuse will be lessened. I think this is connected to the first one because it will probably be the positive effect once the stigma is approved to those people who abuse drugs. And now I would like to state my cases for the statement. First, if the companies won't accept these people with the drug addiction history, the customers or probably just people who rely on this certain companies will have a good impression. Because of course, they know that maybe nothing will go wrong because these people might have like a past where they're depressed or something, and it will probably increase the reliability of people who trust these companies. And of course, corporations will probably risk the image of their companies by accepting these people while knowing that something might go wrong. And also, the companies will function more efficiently, probably, or more effective because, for example, if the company has an employee with a drug addiction history, there's still a possibility that that particular person might still have the recurring side effects of the drugs that he's been taking. For example, like what I said earlier, the depression. What if that particular person is still affected by that certain side effect? It will probably have a bad effect for the certain job, and eventually it might even affect other employees, and it might just make the image of the company like worse or something, or like it will not make the image of the company any better. So those are the cases I stated. If the companies won't accept these people with the drug addiction history, people will have a good impression, and there's a bigger possibility that the customers will rely on these companies. And also the companies will function more efficiently because these